Hey subscribers, how are y'all? You know we love you, hugs and kisses to you, and if you wouldn't mind, help our channel to grow to 2,000 subscribers. Share the information with your friends. This time on Sailing Intermission, we watched our neighbors go cruising.
And we installed that second AC unit.
We also got our gooseneck back, yay!
And saw some beautiful wildlife and more. Our neighbors are leaving for points unknown, and we wish them the best. Fair winds. We'd love to get our documentation back so we could leave. Still waiting. And we do think when they get to their destination, they need to do some dancing. Got our new gooseneck back. It's a work of art. All 316 stainless, and including the wear washers, top and bottom of the toggle. Brings a tear to my eye. It's so pretty. Well, I got the boom attached. Again, this is on the mizzen, and new goosenecks on this external T-track slide. It's 1.25" slide.
Gooseneck is finished. Second AC is next.
In the engine room, the strainer on the right is for the Aft AC. Cameron's in the engine room checking out the Groco strainer. I'm checking out other stuff, and she can touch my engine anytime. And I had this nice little pump here that I'm going to install kind of next to the muffler for the generator. That's my foot. Just kind of put the hoses on it to test it out, see if it would push the water 20 feet to the aft sail locker where the AC is, and it turns out it can. Got the hoses all hooked up, double clamped, everything below the water line, of course. Still need to secure the pump and clean up the wire. I'm back in the dungeon, aka the aft sail locker, and I'm testing the 10 gauge wires run from our Paneltronics panel by the nav station, and just making sure it's, we're getting juice back here. There's two 10 gauge run. One actually I'm going to use for some plugs, just regular household plugs, GFCI of course. most of the plugs in this boat were installed in the heads. Thought it'd be nice to have a few in the cabins. Cutting yet another hole in the boat always bugs me. This is in the VIP, this for the supply vent, and these hole saws are definitely a handful.
But they do the trick. Voila.
Trying to figure out where the air conditioner vents for the aft AC will go. So this is what we call the VIP stateroom, and we've already cut a hole for a register. Trying to figure out where to put a return. And this is our messy other aft cabin. The access panel's open. Could put a return in here. The vent could, well, not sure. Still searching. I'm in the aft cabin, which also backs up to the aft sail locker, and obviously cutting another hole for one of these 4-inch vents. This one's going to go sideways rather than long ways in the cabin. There we go. And the pieces. I love cutting big holes in the boat.
Especially in the nice wood.
Actually, I hate this. I don't know any other way to do it. Gotta get a return in. Webasto recommends a minimum return vent size around 100 square inches. This will be slightly more than that, and I'll put some kind of filter in there, cut to fit filter. Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Good. Alright, fitting the MERV 4 air filter. Here's the final Webasto installation. Got the return, probably paint that vent a brown. Thermostat. Got the supply vent there, kind of next to the fan. Went ahead and added a GFCI plug to it. Still trying to figure out how to program the Webasto unit. It also comes with a nice remote control. The unit's on now. Trying to figure out if there's a setting where the fan goes off after the compressor goes off. If it's on auto, it automatically switches between cooling and dehumidify, but the fan's running constantly. Decided to paint the return grill a dark brown. So this is the passport controller for the Dometic ECD 16K BTU. I like it better. I mean, it works in automatic, it has dehumidify. This is as opposed to the Webasto, which frankly I find a bit confusing. This Aft AC is a Webasto FCF Classic. It keeps the cabins real cool. I don't know if I chumped out. It was $17.50 for the unit instead of getting the Dometic, which we have forward, which would have been about $400 more. I believe the Dometic with its passport controller is a bit more sophisticated and ergonomic. Not only that, the Webasto, if it's on cool, the fan runs all the time. The compressor cycles. The Dometic forward, the fan turns off after the compressor and it gets real quiet. This one's a bit noisier. It's running now. Little things about it, not being able to easily adjust the thermostat setting in automatic mode, which switches between reverse cycle heat and air conditioning and dehumidified.
It is fabulous having in the second AC. The downside is, what do you do with all the stuff that was in the sail locker?
Got in our new tide clock. Do they really work? It's marching toward high tide and it's about a bit over an hour from high tide, so we'll see. Actually, using it to cover some previous holes that were drilled in here. Oop, our secret's out. There were about 6 holes with kind of a round faded deal. They had something there. So we're just using this tide clock to make it look beautiful. And speaking of beautiful,